When I envision a future that is run, you could say, by human intelligence, that is a future where people seek to live consciously and to be respectful of the intelligent beings that they truly are. What does this look like? Well, for starters, for some basics, in this world, people genuinely care about the truth. There is nothing more important than the truth. It does not matter whether it gets you money or fame or reputation. It does not matter. What matters is the truth in itself. Because inherent to truth is beauty. Truth is what, at the end of the day, increases the quality of our lives. Because without truth, you cannot connect deeply to life. Instead, when you are in falsehood, you live in a shell. You live in a hollow, empty shell of a human being who does not know what it means to live, because instead you choose to live in a world that does not exist. It exists for you only in your mind, but it has no basis in reality. And so this made-up world of yours, in which you do not respect the truth, it will crush you, and it will squeeze every last drop of life out of you until the day you finally raise your head up and you say, I am wrong. I have not lived honestly. So in the world of intelligence, where people respect the truth, where people can truly know what it means to live, people will also be respectful of love. Because as I said, where there's truth, there's connection to life, and love is that connection. So to love is to be alive. And where there's love and there's truth, there can be power. We can create, and we can fully step into the immense power of the intelligent, conscious beings that we are. And so in this world of intelligence, where there is truth, and there is love, and there is power, what we can do, what we will do, I should say, we will take intelligent command over our lives, and in so doing, we will be intelligently commanded by life itself. We will, perhaps most importantly, we will eschew fear and all of the ridiculous ideas about life it has brought to us. Instead, we will embrace its opposite, which once again is love. And through this love, we will recognize that life is not only about our individual lives, even though that is the only one we have, but instead, an individual life is about connecting once again with life itself. You see, for intelligent beings such as ourselves, we all are guided by the same one intelligence. And it may seem that some of us are more intelligent or less so than others. But at the end of the day, there's only one human intelligence. There is only one consciousness. And what you have, what I have, is but the only connection to this consciousness that we have. And that is our own consciousness. Of course, it is the only one you can be aware of. And so, it is safest to say, I would assert, that there is indeed only one. And it is by virtue of the oneness of this consciousness that we all are ultimately part of the same one entity. We all are consciousness itself. And so, in the intelligent world, where we recognize all of these things, where we embrace truth and we recognize our oneness, what is it that this world will look like? What is it that we will do? I say, what we will do is that we will create. We will not be clawingly needy anymore. We will not create in order to fill a hole within ourselves. Instead, what we will do is we will create not even merely as an expression of ourselves, although that is important as well. Instead, we will create in order to further our evolution as conscious beings. Now that, to evolve, interestingly, to evolve, I think, is indeed an expression, the deepest expression of who we are. So, to express is to state something that is already within yourself. But what's interesting about this form of expression is that it's not about maintaining the status quo of what you already are. Instead, it is about evolving. It is about, when you express in this way, you become more. You become something greater. Isn't that interesting? So, can we really even have a vision for the future? Because when you take a step back, and you look at the universe as a whole and its history, you look at the Big Bang, how the universe started out as a single point and then exploded over billions of years into this massive thing which today is still growing. It's still getting bigger, and it is already incomprehensibly and perhaps infinitely massive. Can you really predict the future? The answer is no. You cannot know in advance what the future will be like. You could not even have predicted 2 years ago the way that you would see the world now, which I know for me is radically different. But what you can do, in fact, I think what I have always had, and I think what many of us even share and have always had ourselves, is some inkling of what humanity will be like someday. And I think these common parts of our vision include perhaps not a form of communal living, but some sort of a community-based lifestyle where people can depend on one another, and there is honest communication, and there's trust, and maybe we aren't incredibly well off externally. Maybe there has been natural disaster, and it is hard for us to get all of our resources in order. But whatever the case may be, we can do what we need to do, and yet we can still have a good time while doing it. We can still pursue very lofty goals, which really need not be. They are lofty indeed, but really, once again, they are the deepest expression of who we are, which is intelligence itself, and intelligence seeks to evolve. So it will make perfect sense to all of us in this future to want to evolve. And I'll say again that I think what is common to all of us in our visions of the future is a better united humanity. That doesn't mean that we stand around in a circle and sing Kumbaya, although that would, I would take it. But it can mean, at the end of the day, it means that we all love each other. And it's not that we have to force this love. Instead, it's that we will all be intelligent enough where such an affinity for one another comes about naturally. Love can't be forced, and it shouldn't be. I think there will come a point in our evolution where it is the natural state of man, because man will be conscious and intelligent enough by that point to where every person will be able to respect his fellow man, will be able to trust and to serve honestly and genuinely and truly. We will all be capable of providing strong and lasting value to one another. We will be capable of communicating honestly, and whatever needs that we may have come up, we will be able to fulfill them. And all in all, certainly we cannot express this love for each other equally at all times, and there is no need for that. But love, I believe, shall become man's natural state. And it is not a love that necessitates a certain way of being. You don't have to go around hugging everybody all the time and kissing faces and whatnot. But instead, again, it's simply at the core of who we are. And I think we'll all be able to recognize this. And we'll be able to transmit this love whether we express it externally or not. But of course, it will be expressed externally as needed. We will do so as needed. So I think that is a common aspect of the vision of the future that many people tend to have, is in a predominantly loving society. What else might there be? Well, I think that is the strongest convergence point. Beyond there, some people imagine us living more in touch with nature. Others imagine ubiquitous and elegant, highly advanced technology. Perhaps we ourselves are even outfitted with with machinery. We are like cyborgs, or maybe even our consciousness has somehow been downloaded, or I should say uploaded into the cloud or into the internet. All in all, I think indeed technology will have a very strong place in the future. And also that whether it does or doesn't, we will be indeed more in touch with nature, with our nature, because I think we shall learn not only how to interact and live more harmoniously with the earth, but more importantly, we shall learn how to live more harmoniously with our own nature, which again is intelligence itself. Perhaps this is not the best vision, best clear, hard vision of the future that I could come up with. But I think it provides an excellent starting point. And from there, well, you can simply let your imagination run wild. You're intelligent, after all. And I really and truly do believe that an intelligent future awaits us. In fact, we are quite intelligent already. We are the most we ever have been. And, well, based on the trends I see, we'll only get more so from here. So, with that, I trust that you shall live intelligently. Respect the core of the being that you are. You are intelligent, and you are conscious. And that is it. Thank you very much.